Alright, good morning everybody, welcome. It is Sunday the 9th of August and we are back for another one of those once a fortnight sort of weekend visits through the garden. I will be honest, I was very much surprised by just how many people threw in a positive vote for, but I enjoy these Sunday visits. So I'm not going to be forfeiting them completely, I guess. And on that note, I'm not going to be changing the channel name because Google Plus won't let me. So JT Bear it is. Inform your friends that there's aquaponics in gardens and stuff too. One of the probably most tragic things that I've got to take care of this weekend is the Indigo Rose tomato tree here. It is just taking so much water compared to the one in the aquaponics that I really cannot justify having this thing growing anymore. I haven't watered it for the last couple of days, and I've saved enough water from this one pot alone to fill up the aquaponic garden. So it's just time for this puppy to go. As beautiful as it is, it never did reach the top of the tree, never did take on my trellis, but I guess I can, I don't know, maybe I'll put Malabar spinach there next year or something. But I've got a couple of bowls here, because I'm harvesting from this one, and from the ones in the gnome garden, and from the one in the aquaponics, so that's going to be an adventure. Better get started on that before I cook and melt in the sun here. Alright. This thing is such a mess. Tangled plant, if there ever was one. You know what I should have done was brought a compost bucket. The ones in the sun definitely got that nice purple color, didn't they? What I need to do is figure out how to get an aquaponic garden in the front yard without getting in trouble with bylaws. Then it would be worth it to have these out here. So many tomatoes on this one plant though. And all of them that go inside will be put to good use. Because of course these things are ridiculously tasty when they're ripe. And there's about a million things you can do with tomatoes, aren't there? You make some green tomato powder, such a nice sweetener and thickener. Not to mention ripping full of vitamin C. Some fried green tomato medallions, because around here I have learned the value of fried green tomatoes. Don't think I've ever seen the movie though. Oh, there's the tragedy. Oh, the pain. I feel like a bogon. Alright. Got some just beautiful clusters on this plant. These ones are really small compared to a couple of the ones higher up the plant that we'll show you. This is a beautiful harvest, and I do strongly recommend the Indigo Rose variety, even though the pilots around here don't seem to care for it much. We'll get back after that plane is done.
So what's the longest out the side you say that's gone?
I'd say the vines at max have traveled about 4 feet. Seems to be the length that the Indigo Rose is prepared to grow to. Same with the ones in the aquaponics. It's traveled about 4 feet. So up here we've got some of the clusters that have gotten to grow for a nice long time. They get nice and long. I've pulled some, I think we counted 14 on one of the clusters that was back there. So we've pretty much got everything off of this one planting. But this isn't one plant. If you recall, I think I've got a total of 5 different Indigo Rose tomato plants stuffed in with this dead tree. The fun bit about that though, I only planted 3 seeds. All the rest of these plants are from suckers and cuttings and such. This is taking a long time. I'm going to leave those ones up there just because. That. All these ones that are growing over here. Well, that's certainly a different look for that poor tomato plant. It's always so hard offing your friends at the end of the garden season, but look at that bowl. That is fabulous. Oh yeah. Plus there's still the gnome garden and the aquaponics to go. Carrying on then. Alright, so also in the front, I mean, I've got the whole semi-permaculture garden going on, but we're going to talk about that in an upcoming Clean Valley Farms episode. What I'd like to talk about from up front for this episode, however, is some of these peppers that I've got going on. We have definitely been able to determine the best hot weather variety pepper of all of the 30 some odd varieties that I've grown. This cherry bomb pepper, down to my right, this thing loves the heat. It has done better with the full sun than any other pepper we have on the property. So I will be sure to mention that in the review. But look at the size of this thing. I mean, it's not a huge bell pepper, but these are a fairly warmish pepper. And for us, because we're looking to get a lot of dehydrated peppers out at the end of a good grow season, this is ideal. It's a nice meaty pepper. It's got the heat, and it can take the heat. So I love it. Another pepper that's doing fairly well up front is the chili red. I mean, you can't be terribly surprised by this. I mean, we think of these peppers, we think about places like Mexico and down in Texas, and you know, just places where it's already good and hot. You don't normally think Canada in those kind of places, but hey, you know, it's the life of the bear. We do things differently around here. I found a desert in Canada to live in. Ha, go figure. Anyway, these are doing really well, and there's a lot of fruit setting in on them. I'll be doing a profile of them probably within a month. It's all going to depend on how the season goes out. The weather's been really, really weird this year. The other peppers that I've got up front are two of the four Burpee Lemon Yellow hot peppers that I think are also lemon drop peppers, depending on what company you buy your seeds from. These haven't quite turned to yellow yet. I have one in the back that's starting to turn. But as you can see, or maybe you can't because it's all green on green on green right now, these pepper plants are just loaded with fruit for me. This might actually be the plant that beats that Kung Pao at half a pound of harvest. But I won't know until they turn yellow, right? So looking forward to doing the tasting for that, because these start off nice and sweet before they warm up a little bit. If I recall, they end up at a 3, but they start off at a beautiful 1, kind of 2. It's a fantastic little tease pepper. Alright, let's take a look at what's growing on in the backyard. Alright, so we're back here in the gnome garden where I want to try and take these tomatoes out. The first one here is the one beside the barbecue, in between those 8 red Thai chili pepper plants, and they have gotten massive, but in order for them to ripen they need more sun. So we're going to cut this puppy out and harvest it in a rather unusual fashion. I'm going to try and hang this off a clothesline. See how that works. Fresh from the hunt, tomato warrior. Arr. Well, here we have a tomato plant in a cage, cut at the bottom. I'm not sure this was a good idea, but at least I can get to the tomatoes now. Now to see if the clothesline can handle this kind of weight. It's going to be a trick. Alright, well, getting the tomatoes out this way is definitely going to be a different sort of adventure. I feel like I'm dressing a deer here. You know, here's a question. Why do they call it dressing when you're taking its clothes off? You know, you're undressing a deer, really. Oh, so many beautiful green tomatoes. We're going to have such a massive jar of green tomato powder this year. And once I get to the heart of this plant, I saw some red ones in there. Which is part of why we're doing it this way, because I could never have gotten to them harvesting them properly. Just trying to be gentle with this so it doesn't fall down off my clothesline and smash my tomatoes. Oh, here's a nice cluster. Look at that, kind of like a grapevine. That's beautiful. Some green tomato medallions in there. Oh, what do we have here? Come to Papa Bear. Oh, come on now. Don't be like that. Don't be hating. Come on. Oh. Do you see the color in those? That's fabulous. And this isn't even a perfectly ripe one. That's just well on its way. It's an interesting way to harvest tomatoes. I'm not sure I would strongly recommend it, but if you're bored and looking for a different sort of approach, this is different. Kind of cutting my way through the leaves here, seeing what I can reveal. I'm hoping not to overbalance things, as the sirens will. People wonder why I want to move. Oh, we got some sway. Stay. Alright, so cut around. Let's see. Where do you start?
Here.
Thank you, dear. And what do we got here? What is this? This is a leaf. This is a leaf. Whoa, we got some weight there. Where do you start? Just see that? I feel like a tomato surgeon. Oop, almost missed some there. And I think we will get back to the finished product here. Basically another complete bowl of the same size. Not quite as ripe as the ones that were out front, but these Indigo Rose tomatoes really require that direct sunlight to ripen up. Alright, well, I think I've got more than enough tomatoes, red, green, and otherwise. Red, green, that was a great old show. It's time to deal with some of these beets, I think, because I want to get my carrots started. And I haven't seen much growth in these over the last week or so. Still not much of a beet, that one. Or that one. That's a little bit better. Now this is amazing, considering what those looked like when they went into the gnome garden. That is compost. Alright. Getting down to the corner here, what do we got? We have a weed, that's a pretty big weed, and a beet. We don't need that weed though. Here we have the beet that is going to seed, so it gets to stay, but beside it, whoa, looky looky. And then what do we have on the other side of it here? Not too bad. Kind of a joke. Not too bad. Get a couple more here. Well, it looks like I got enough to maybe pickle this time around. That last time sure didn't work. Nice looking beets, and some funky looking beets. Oh, a lot of leaves on that one. I think that's our winner right there. And that's beets harvest. So here we have one of the mixed variety mini bells that I planted in the garden here. So this variety here turned out to be a red mini bell. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or not, because I also have another red sweet bell variety that's in the miniature size. But it's not quite as consistent as this one for the sizing. So I might keep this one, I might keep that one, I just haven't decided. But look at how cute these little peppers are. That is absolutely fabulous. It's like an appetizer size for stuffed peppers. I'm looking forward to devouring this sucker when I get inside. It's lunchtime coming soon, you know. So, here we can see the orange habaneros finally getting a nice orange color for me. So I'm going to have no choice but to profile these guys in the next couple of days. Kind of excited about that, kind of terrified. You know, those of us who do hot peppers, habaneros are pretty frequently found in the grocery. These are actually saved from seeds I picked up from a grocery store habanero. I believe this was the last of those, but look how beautiful and bushy this plant is, and just look at the ridiculous number of peppers in there. This has done so well, and this is so definitely a candidate for the shrine. This baby will be coming inside. Not today though, but soon. Alright, let's take a quick look at a couple things in the greenhouse, because it's getting too close to noon to be out in the garden. Alright, let's go. Just take a quick look inside the greenhouse here at my hungry hippo fish. They've only gotten first breakfast this morning. They're still waiting for second breakfast and early lunch and second lunch. You know, these fish think they're hobbits, really. But okay, so there's that Indigo Rose tomato that I was going to harvest today. But 2 bowls full later, I guess not. And over here, look at that market more cucumber. This thing is growing back over and over and over itself. We harvested one of these yesterday. It was delicious, but not quite ready yet. Let's see, I got another one down here somewhere. You guys see that guy hiding there? It's actually fairly sizable, and I got another one hiding back there. And who only knows how many others are in there that I haven't spotted yet. And it's growing for the ceiling with all that it's got. And there's more of that tomato. It's crazy. That's all one plant. And that's the one that was looking the smallest from the 3 seeds I planted. Never give up on the underdog. Always bet on the glue pot. And other stupid expressions like that. But look at that thing. Once that comes out though, these peppers will have a lot more opportunity to grow, because there's going to be a lot of nutrients left available in the water once this tomato's gone. This thing's a hog. So those Scotch bonnets will finally get to do something. And I got some cherry bomb peppers in here. Starting to form some actual peppers. But don't know if they're going to be full on as hot as they should be. And then those Tabasco plants in the back are just going nuts, where they can get light amongst the squash and the tomato. Alright everybody, I am cooking in here. Alright everybody, I am starting to melt from being in the greenhouse and being out here near noon. It is Canada, but it is the northern tip of the Cali Desert, folks. So I am going to go inside, edit this fortnight visit, and I'll see you guys next time. Hoping to do some aquaponic videos in the upcoming week, but you know how it goes around here. Who knows? Stay tuned. It's the only way you're going to find out. I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic weekend.